Don't get no hell on my bitch. Nigga, this that '06 Gucci man. Molly nigga gone off a pill. The nigga walk around like Superman. Somebody calm him down, he about to shoot the man. Nigga, this that '06 Gucci man. My trunk won't be still, I'ma play the music loud as the music can. You don't like the way I'm riding, get your Uber in. Yeah, nigga, let's go. Feel like the flare, no 6. Yeah, long ghetto hair on my bitch. I came from them, I want shit. What they do? Now they sit there and stare at my whip. Okay, I can't even put it in park. Nah, somebody damn to get hit. Yeah. I need somebody camera my feet. She ran over her man, he a G. You can throw my bowl on the floor, I'm a nigga damn near a pit. I don't think none of them niggas with it at all. Nah. Nigga damn near a bitch. None of them niggas. Only about winter, spring, summer, fall. Without my hand on the stick. And I politely pull up in a brand new car and hand over his bitch. Nigga, this that '06 I'm down, he about to shoot the man. Nigga, this that '06 Gucci man. My trunk won't be still, I'ma play the music loud as the music can. You don't like the way I'm riding, get your Uber in. Yeah, nigga, let's go.
I feel like it's me in '06 and '07, '08, and even '09. Still hard to kill, the last nigga tried. Go ask him, he didn't survive. I was sitting in the county, the niggas I fronted and helped, they ain't send me a dime. These niggas be kept, the way I was trapping went platinum before I was signed. Geeked up, I stayed out of my mind. Still was ahead of my time. And I was the man in the middle, but made so much profit you thought it was mine. And everything top of the line, ain't nothing ain't changed, I'm still in my prime. I make it look easy, these niggas some copycats, they'll do whatever to shine.
Nigga, this that '06 Gucci man. Molly nigga gone off a pill, the nigga walk around like Superman. Somebody calm him down, he about to shoot the man. Nigga, this that '06 Gucci man. My trunk won't be still, I'ma play the music loud as the music can. You don't like the way I'm riding, get your Uber in. Yeah, nigga, let's go.
21, pistol whip your mans. She eat the dip with both her hands. Pouring up walk, I'm trying to stand. Clap at the ops like I'm a fan. I got a dub for my advance. Hit for 100 on Moreland Ave. Long little shotty low, bitch, I'm the man. Home invasion, we trying to go loose on. Put his face on the stove, thought he knew some. You a stepper, then go put your boots on. He get hit with the K if he move wrong. G-block, y'all trapped in the school zone. You know I'm the wrong nigga to snooze on. Have a ticket on a Rolex Bluestone. Reach for a face shot, cut the news on.
Nigga, this that '06 Gucci man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got that Splash Cast 36 pack?
As a 36 pack, it was almost 48, but I felt like I was going overboard. That it is '06 Gucci Mane. That is the baby who we have not heard from an extremely long amount of time. For whatever reason, we have not heard from him. That is Guwap, and that is 21 Savage. 21 Savage snapped on that. And that does sound like 2006 Gucci. I'm thrilled about it.
I am too.
What's good, y'all?
Switch to your microphone. But what's good, everybody? Appreciate y'all tuning in. Man. This is episode 97 of the Splash Cast, the Around the League edition, starting on time. They had a little bit of a checkup. Had a little bit of a checkup on the computer, got some stuff fixed, and we are here. How you feeling, my friend?
Back. I am feeling good. I am happy to be in the pregame. Mentally preparing myself for episode 97, Around the League. Y'all come on in, have a seat. I'm feeling happy. The Braves already starting to play like they got sense. And like they are goal-oriented and success-oriented. Because Joffrey Young Baratheon driving me crazy.
It is what it is. You know, we talked about that in the ATL edition that will be out tomorrow when you listen to this live.
Yes, that will be out tomorrow. Splashcast 36 pack on Wednesday. This episode out Thursday if you're not here in the present moment. Also, like I told y'all, Splashcast 36 pack, Offset, Gucci, Boosie, Uzi, who else? Lil Baby, 2 times, Currency, Jermaine Dupri, Sauce Walker.
Don't give it all to them, man. They gotta listen to it to get the rest of it, man. Don't give them all.
I want y'all to know, though, I'm giving you what you want to hear, no matter who you are and what you like as far as musically. I cover all the bases.
Yeah, that is true. It is true. There's definitely some R&B on there as well, man. Also, remember, you can always do what? Like, follow, subscribe, and tell a friend, man. We're trying to grow this podcast. We feel like we have great content and great audio, as well as a great audience. So we appreciate
Great
everybody.
video too, because I'm handsome.
Yeah, great video as well. So let's get started, man. Let's get started with this pregame. Since we're here, y'all know with the Around the League edition, we do the pregame, and then we get into the rest of the episode where we talk about our HBCU news around the culture, basketball, and football. Then we wrap it up after that. So with that being said, we are going to get into our splashes of the week. My man, Andrew
Bravos.
Jones, the Bravos, Andrew Jones, is now going to have his number officially retired at the Atlanta Braves franchise. The Braves will retire number 25 on September 9th.
Rightfully so. Excellent. Legend. Atlanta legend. Also, I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. He should be a Hall of Famer. That's a different fight for a different day. I consider it hate that he's not in the Hall of Fame. Andrew Jones.
Definitely.
And
should be a Hall of Fame.
Sneaky's up. What's up, my friend? How
What's
we
up,
doing?
Sneaky? My bad. I need to move this on over. There we go.
Second favorite baseball player of all time. Now that you told me who your second favorite is, I must inquire on who's your favorite.
Ken Griffey Jr. That's everybody's favorite. Every millennial black player has Ken Griffey Jr. is somewhere in the favorite all-time baseball players. It's kind of like the given. It's like Ken Griffey Jr. was like the Michael Jordan of baseball for us, for me anyway. Like,
Hank Aaron's my favorite player.
well, yeah. I mean, okay. Yeah, I mean Hank Aaron. I thought we were talking about people I saw. I didn't think we were going back in history.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, he's just a Brave, and he has the home run record. All of those to me, even though I ain't see it.
David Justice is tough.
Hey, also born on April 14th. Shout out to that dude. Also, Reggie just had a birthday. For all y'all that missed it, happy birthday, Reggio.
Appreciate it. 30 great. Shut it, 30 great.
That is a hell of a rebrand.
Yes, sir. But I get it. Sneaky Ken is third. But, man, not to bury the lead, man. Shout out to Andrew Jones getting in the Ring of Honor. Hopefully getting in the Hall of Fame as well. Very consistent.
That's fine. There's only one place where it really matters. It's the Ring of Honors with the Braves, the best team in baseball. The classiest, one of the classiest organizations you've ever encountered.
Yeah.
Your favorite team's favorite team.
Yep. So, baseball just started. I think it was opening weekend over the weekend.
Correctamundo.
And we already have a candidate for catch of the year.
He deserves an ESPY for this.
Man, this is crazy. So, this is the Angels against the Oakland A's. And look at that.
Peterson hit well. Renfroe got turned around and somehow still
No
made the catch.
looks. Just
What was
chuck your
that?
hand back there for hope, and then just look. He's looking forward. And this is also good and bad. Shout out to Showtime for actually getting some help from the Angels this time from a guy not named Mike Trout. Also, I want you to understand that the guys who are helping him are literally not even looking at the ball.
It's also crazy that Shohei Ohtani is your best batter and your opening day pitcher. I feel like it's the 1940s.
Yes. It's more amazing that you will not surround him with anybody.
Nobody. Oh my God.
You know how mad I would be if the guy who's responsible for catch and like this is a well hit ball. But if you play proper defense, you don't look in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Coach, I can't win with this. I can't.
Yeah. How did
can't
you
win
get
with
turned
this.
around? I guess it's hell of a trick catch. But so this may be catch of the year, and this is not.
How most of us feel
This
on
is
Mondays.
the funniest. I laughed at this for 15 minutes straight. I'm not gonna be able to get through this. I'm not gonna be able to get through this because it is funny as. I'm not gonna be able to get through. Hold on. Okay. It's gonna start over.
Sneaky is terrible.
I can only imagine that perhaps
He was 30 and a half feet for the people that are listening. The outfielder for the Tampa. I told you I'm not gonna be able to get through this.
And the way he looked like I wasn't close.
Not
First of
even
all,
close.
I don't know if he dove or if you look at it, I think his legs just gave out because it wasn't
Oh,
You're
okay.
better off telling me that you fell than you dove.
No, not the way
If
they
you
got up
dove,
and laughed. So he tried. Okay,
That leg
the
went
right
out.
fielder tried. There was a shallow. It was a hit to left. I mean, hit to right, and the outfielder was 30 feet away from the ball and dove. Like he was gonna dive 30 feet to catch the ball.
And to the people listening, let me explain this to you. This is a dive in the sense of diving into a swimming pool, not a dive as in I'm diving for the ball. He didn't actually gain any area with this dive. He just fell down, and it happened to be on grass. There was never a point where you planted. It's never a point where you jumped. He just sinks. Now I'm actually going back to Coach. I failed. I'm not telling Coach that I know.
You can't do that. You can't look that bad, man. That looks horrible.
I fell. I was running and the turf monster got me. There's no way I'm telling people that I'm so unathletic I can't dive forward as a professional athlete.
That's funny. That's
hey,
funny
don't worry,
me.
bro. You look like you belong out in the Angels outfield.
Yes,
that team
sir.
stinks, and they have
That
2
team is
Hall of Fame players, and I'm never gonna let y'all forget that.
Yes, sir. So, crimes against baseball. Last week we talked about Ken Griffey Jr. being the 3rd highest paid Cincinnati Red today on this year's roster through deferred payments at $3.6 million. While we applauded him for thinking ahead, how can Ken Griffey Jr. be your 3rd highest player paid in 2023? How can $3.6 million be your 3rd highest contract in baseball? Well, I then brought up the Oakland A's. I think the Oakland A's have something very similar. And Norwood, of course, found the graphic. The Oakland A's payroll is $43 million this year. Total.
Hey, Reggie. Ask me how much the highest paid baseball player in baseball gets paid. Just ask me that.
How much does the highest paid, and who is it? How much do they make?
$43.3 million to Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander. These are 2 pitchers, both for the Mets, if I remember correctly, and they both make more than the entire Oakland A's payroll. And I'm gonna tell you right now, there is a reason that the Lord puts you in certain places in your life. Because I'm going to tell you, if I get paid $43 million and your team gets paid $43 million, there will be an enormous amount of trash talk. It will be in the vein of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. It will be so disrespectful. I will get ejected from the game, but I will then subsequently say, send that check to them. That's what I get paid every game, more than your entire team. And
$43 million, dog. $43 million.
It is no way that you're telling me that one team, their entire payroll versus one player. That is a travesty to baseball. I also want to let y'all know, Major League Baseball, that is trash. This is the reason that the product has so much inconsistency. There has to be a baseline salary. It ain't got to be a minimum salary cap. You have to, as much money as they're making, you have to spend some of that money.
$43 million is egregious. And to put it in context for those that are listening, the New York Mets payroll is $334 million. $334 million. You're right. If I made $43.3 million and your whole team made $43 million, I'm saying I'm worth all of y'all. Like one of me is worth all 23 of y'all.
I am every time I pitch the ball, I'm yelling, they don't respect you. Your employer does not respect you.
No, they don't, man. Hey, so moving to lacrosse real quick. I got a question. Did you know that they fight like this? There are 2 players in lacrosse fighting, and it's covered by the Lacrosse Network. I guarantee you no sports outlet talked about this other than us and Lacrosse Network.
Shout out for us doing the research to find it out. Also, I enjoy Yingling Beer. They're getting an excellent ad. And on top of that, that is a mean right cross.
Yeah, he got caught.
And when you say that they don't talk about this, I don't know who they are, but I know we probably aren't they. Yeah, go ahead and put the cord right in front of the camera. We don't need to see. You know, that's fine. That's the reason it's pregame, ladies and gentlemen. We doing whatever we want to.
The A's
that
get
man
paid,
is also doing whatever he wants to, right upside his head.
Boy, ooh, that was a mean right cross, my buddy.
Mighty, that is a dinger, my friend.
Bow.
Boy.
Both of them caught though. Both of them got caught.
He like the 06 Gucci Mane.
But I didn't know this, man, and apparently this happens. So this is like land hockey. Like they treat this like land hockey in the fights. I mean, they both got rocked though. But
that first one though set the tone right
there.
Oh, yeah. Hey, my family here too, dog. You're not finna whoop me like that.
Yeah.
Also, I think that this may be an opportunity for us in the future. Shout out to Hampton Lacrosse. Y'all need to enforce or send what we got. We got something for that now.
Hey, man, I'm gonna skip one and I'm gonna go ahead of the next one because I feel like there should have been some hands being thrown. By this,
I know which one it is and which one it ain't.
There should have been some hands being thrown. So Musa Abdul Alim on Instagram posted where he's a semi-pro basketball player, and he posted where his teammates were making fun of him and offering him water during Ramadan, knowing that he's a practicing Muslim, and he was practicing Ramadan. So this is, and they think it's a joke, and this is terrible, man. Terrible. Should have been some fighting here. Should have been a right cross.
I don't know. I don't think that this is really mean. I think this is all well and good. This is between friends. Now, I know my own temperament. Once I have not eaten or drank all day, I might not be
y'all say religious jokes? Wait, hold on. You and your friends say like religious jokes? Like you make, like if somebody's fasting, you make fun of them?
I don't think that this is a religious joke. I think this is, hey, we understand your situation. And once again, I'm not the best person for interpretation. I think I take this all in good fun. I mean, this is not hate speech. This is not anything other than, hey, we know you're observing this. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters who are observing Ramadan right now. And not only observing Ramadan, let's make sure we say celebrating Ramadan. It is a difficult thing to do, not to eat during sun up to sundown, but it is a joy and it is a celebration for them. So, congratulations and all to them. But no, I think this is all well and good. This is in jest. And if you are offended by this, please let me know, because I just didn't take it that way.
Yeah.
But no, he got a smile on his face and he laughing about it, man.
No, he walked out.
This wasn't. Hopefully he was not upset or offended. That's not what we look to do here. But this looks like good teammate ribbing to me.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think it's the same. I wouldn't make fun of someone practicing a religion or trying to tempt them when they are trying to fast or do whatever.
Well, I think they understood that they knew he wasn't gonna break, so it was just, I don't know. I'm y'all know me. My Instagram name is what it is.
This is like if somebody ain't got no legs and you just like, hey, you want to go play soccer? Like this is not this, like that's, you know.
There is a space where we're cool enough where I can say that too.
Hey, fair. However you feel. I don't agree with it. I feel like this was disrespectful.
Reggie, just last week we saw the dude block the person in the wheelchair shot, and we laughed audibly and supported it.
Yeah, I didn't support it. We did not support it. We didn't speak out about it. I just think it's different because of religion. I think it's just.
Wait, do not get us mixed up with that dude who got indicted. We did not say
that. No, man. I just feel like this is a religious act. But if he doesn't think it's a big deal, there ain't no big deal. It is what it is.
Speaking of not a big deal, the Oakland Athletics payroll, $43
million. $43 million.
They hate all of you. And the only ones that got paid now play for the Braves. Shout out to Matt Olson and Sean Murphy. Thank you, guys.
So this is Javino McLean. He opened up his own gym exclusively for people with dementia and disabilities. That's 100% free. So for those that are listening, he is helping out disabled patients mentally and physically with their therapy and in the gym to get stronger for free. This guy needs to be protected at all costs.
At all costs. Way more than the people who we protecting right now, who we shall not name. But this guy here is actually doing good stuff, man. And you know, specifically for the people who have these type of disabilities, number one is just the ability to be active. I'm sure it's got to be more difficult to find a place where you can comfortably and safely, you know, be active. And also just the other part of the emotion of being able to do stuff, you know, this is excellent. And protect this guy at every single cost.
Yeah, man. Yeah, especially even physically, just the mental aspect of it, being able to have their own. This gives them the ability to get a little bit more of their independence. And speaking with going through dementia with my grandmother, that is the one thing that as you get older, you don't want to lose is your independence. And this allows them to get some of it back. Plus, it builds their confidence, which is even more amazing. So we wanted to end it on a good note. Shout out to Javino McLean for this. This was fantastic. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the pregame. We're going to take a couple minutes, and then I'm going to grab a brew. I got my water already hydrated, and we're going to get ready for the Around the League edition of episode 97 of the Splashcast. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
I want to say something, but I'm going to save it. Like, follow, subscribe, and Splashcast 36 pack on the way.
On the way. Y'all stay tuned. We will be right back. Lost my place. Here we go.
Johnny about to shoot the man. Nigga, this that 06 Gucci man. My trunk won't be still. I'ma play the music loud as the music can. You don't like the way I'm riding, catch your Uber then. Yeah, nigga, let's go.
Bitch, I let a nigga hate it, but won't let a nigga take shit. Make me send my younger with a clap with no sink. Got your wine right, yeah, you know I ain't the one to play with. Gobble up the dick, I hit the door, I can't stick them niggas line right, yeah, you know that thing finna spray shit. Rob a nigga, been too many nights that I ain't ate shit. Certified stepper, I'm the leader of this ape shit. Ain't nobody Teflon, but everybody spray shit. Roosevelt Street, me and my G, we ballet shit. First nigga tried me, got bodied with a facelift. I couldn't seem to find the way these people tryna send me. Threw my money out and cut my seats up on my bench. Straight dickens and tees till I made 100 G. I was down to 23 before I was 50. Stepping in my city. Disappeared some niggas who was repping in my city. Lot of pressure when we spit. Fuck it, let a nigga have hit his block with the blitz. And everybody got a switch. Cause it bitch, I let a nigga hate it, but won't let a nigga take shit. Make me send my youngin' with a clock with no stake. You got your wine right, yeah, you know I ain't the one to play with. Gobble up the dick, I hit the door, I can't stick them niggas line right, yeah, you know that thing finna spray shit. Rob a nigga, been too many nights that I ain't ate shit. Got your wine right, yeah, you know I ain't the one to play with. Gobble up the dick, I hit the door, I can't stick them niggas line right, yeah, you know that thing finna spray shit. Rob a nigga, been too many nights that I ain't ate shit.
Feel like little baby, trouble, say it's Jack. Ever since a baby, trouble at your pack. Amazing, with that y'all still ain't no lag. My baby, she brought a buddy, now we got action. Yo, in that time, in that place, I'm like Janet by Janet. I'm like Omar with the peas, you can catch me in traffic. If you feel me with this snack, don't you question what's happening. She fucking with the big dog, little boys, I has me. Now what's up? I put my dick down deep in them guts. I spill your whole life story on my jokes. Your M&B nigga giving out free cuts.
Bitch, I let a nigga hate it, but won't let a nigga take shit. Make me send my youngin' with a clap with no stake. You got your wine right, yeah, you know I ain't the one to play with. Gobble up the dick, I hit the door, I can't stick them niggas line right, yeah, you know that thing finna spray shit. Rob a nigga, been too many nights that I ain't ate shit. Got your wine right, yeah, you know I ain't the one to play with. Gobble up the dick, I hit the door, I can't stick them that I ain't ate shit. Okay, I'm robbing niggas. Been too many nights that I ain't ate shit. Niggas plotting, but on my mama, they ain't gon' take shit. I love dead white faces, but I ain't racist. But fuck, they kill them all, cause they hanging us with these cases. I couldn't find a place to sleep, let alone get a place to eat. Late night riding, tryna make my way from A to B. I grew up around roaches, before you leave, you gotta shake your teeth. Being broke, that's a hard pill to swallow, probably break my eye. Let a nigga hate it, but won't let a nigga take shit. Peas and Peter hard is young and that you gotta face it. Ask the judge why he taking more real niggas than rape. Keep that eye on me, I'm not the one to play with. I let a nigga hate it, but won't let a nigga take shit. Make me send my youngin' with a Glock with no safe. You got your iron right? Yeah, you know I ain't the one to play with. Gobble up the dick, I hit the door, I can't stick them niggas lying right. Yeah, you know that thing finna spray shit. Robbing niggas, been too many nights that I ain't ate shit. Got your iron right? Yeah, you know I ain't the one to play with. Gobble up the dick, I hit the door, I can't stick them niggas lying right. Yeah, you know that thing finna spray shit. Robbing niggas, been too many nights that I ain't ate shit. Gangsta Brazil.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 97 of the Splashcast, the Around the League edition. I am your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your Try that again. Tried to take me out the first time. I'm your co-host, Norwood. Me and Reggie are, in fact, y'all HBCU homeboys. Let's dive into the show, my friend.
Let's dive into the show. Let's get into it. So, y'all, what y'all know? Y'all know with the Around the League edition on Monday Night Raw, we like to talk about our HBCU news around the culture. We then talk about our basketball news around football, any other splashes of the week that we add in that we missed in the pregame. With that being said, let's get straight into this HBCU segment, man. It is getting in the off season. We're starting to get into the summer sports, and we're getting more towards the draft in NFL, spring sports as well. So there were some things that was announced. We're getting close to commencement. One person that is going to be a commencement speaker is Grant Hill. Grant Hill has been announced as the Fisk University spring commencement speaker, which is a big deal for him. He has always been a supporter of HBCUs and black colleges.
Yes. We want to make sure that we also say owner of the Atlanta Hawks, Grant Hill. Put that sauce on there first. We also have to, shout out to Fisk for picking an excellent person. I'm sure he's going to deliver an excellent speech.
Yeah, man.
Congrats.
Yeah, man. Grant Hill's come a long way, man. Definitely come a long way. So shout out to Fisk for getting Grant Hill as well. It turns out Grant Hill, if it wasn't for basketball, he actually comes from an HBCU family. His granddad went to Dillard and became a dentist, I believe. So, and then his father, played in the NFL. So he's definitely connected to HBCUs. So good news. So 1 month after suffering cardiac arrest, Jackson State player Kasim Viles is out of the hospital. So he was going through practice and he collapsed, went into cardiac arrest, similar to DeMar Hamlin. Had to be rushed to the hospital and stayed in the hospital for 4 weeks, man. It's called they're starting to call it the athlete's heart, is what they're starting to call it.
Yeah, this and Jamar Hamlin both very scared. I am happy to see them both healing up well. Take your time, take as much time as you need to make sure that everything is in working order. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah,
just happy for him to be alive, man. That's
shout out to our athletic trainers and our athletic training departments. One thing that I think primetime Deion Sanders did bring and start to highlight even before the DeMar Hamlin thing was getting athletic trainers, making sure trainers are at the games for these student athletes. I believe they play at Alcorn, and due to the pandemic and everything, they didn't have any trainers. So
which is wild to me.
He ended up giving or letting Jackson State's trainers work both sidelines so that they could play the game.
Yeah, we have to find a way for that to be. I mean, not to be funny, but that was something that was very normal for us in high school.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we got to find a way. We have to be equipped. We have to have those type of things. Also, one thing I know it's not on the list. I just thought about it. We want to send thoughts and prayers to North Carolina A&T. They had a guy who was on campus with a loaded handgun, rifle, 2 shotguns, several hundred rounds of ammunition, a machete, a sword, and a crossbow. But he was apprehended, But once again, thoughts and prayers. I can only imagine what that's like if you were on campus and that dude was on campus at the same time.
Do they know if it was a student or was it a stranger? Like somebody that didn't go to the school?
It was for sure a stranger. Once you see the mugshot, things will make a little bit more sense.
Is it racy? Is this racy?
Oh, absolutely. Just type in Brand. Oh, I'm not.
No, I'm not. I'm not, because I'm already pissed off about Angel Reese. And there's
This quells Angel Reese. This is old school supremacy. Yeah, he was going to do something bad, and thank the Lord he was apprehended. But this happened today.
Yeah. Unbeknownst to me, as you can see by my reaction to this live news breaking headline. Thoughts and prayers to the Bulldogs, man. Thoughts and prayers to the Aggies. I'm sorry, not the Bulldogs, the Aggies. All students, families of the students, families of the staff, families of faculty, everybody there, those that are affected by this.
It doesn't eliminate the fear of, you just got this guy. You don't know if he, there's so many other scenarios and things that could have happened. It's just super scary, especially, once again, people forget it, but you're a kid in college. Like, to go to a school and want to terrorize children, once again, it's a very weird behavior.
I can't imagine. That's wild. We're gonna try to keep it going. T's and P's to everybody, to that entire Aggie Pride community. The HBCU All-Star Game was this past weekend. It was really the HBCU. They call it an All-Star Game, but it's also a showcase as well. And Nathaniel Pollard ended up winning the MVP. And he ended up speaking and pitching to top recruits to come to HBCUs, just bringing, more notoriety to the game. It did. What I didn't like is that it played during the women's national championship game, so it didn't get as many viewers as it probably could have. But that's more of a testament to the women's game than a strike against the HBCU game. But it was great, man. It was wonderful to watch. It was high flying. The score was like 145 to 142. It was a real showcase.
This was excellent. I didn't get to see this because it was Sunday during the game, and the women's basketball game, as you will hear soon, it's the only game that I've actually wanted to watch all March Madness, and this just further proved that I should be watching women's basketball.
Yes, sir. With that being said, everything's kind of quiet on the HBCU front our way, so we're gonna go ahead and jump on to basketball, because this is a long segment to talk about in basketball, man. We've got the NCAA. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, we're gonna go ahead and let y'all know. We know the collective bargaining agreement just came out in the NBA. Me and Reggie have not had a chance to look it over and read it in depth. I've already started seeing things that people like and dislike. I want to have some time to sit with it before we come back and discuss that in detail. And we don't want to step on the women.
Yeah.
The men.
So we got the women's championship game we're gonna talk about. It's coming down the home stretch of the NBA, getting to the play-in and play-off for final seeding of the regular season. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. We'll get right to our basketball segment. Y'all stay tuned. Listen to the Splashcast 36 pack.
And if your basketball teams knows how to act, send up a prayer and say congratulations. You're fortunate. Mine doesn't.
We'll be right back.
Boy, drive out my cars like it's urgent. Boy, don't get too close cause I might burn you. Boy, but I put ice on all my bitches. Boy, I bring the fire to the trenches. Boy, I'm a hot boy. 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 I'm a hot boy, but got a lot of cold bitches. What's $500,000 on my neck, 450. Drop a load off to the trap and tell my Lewins get busy. Don't let nobody tell you different, we the littest in the city. I'm a hot boy, I tell a jeweler cool me down. They be posted in the hood, a lot of killers sitting around. He was on the sideline, caught him at an angle, forced him out of bounds. Send them hot boys on the blitz and tell them burn that nigga down. Hey, water, who that is right there, she look like my type. Don't care how big her booty is, won't hit if it don't feel right. Hey, water, who is that young nigga that be fly? It's a bird, it's a plane, now that's not up in the sky. Hey, water, who that going 150? I'm the richest, youngest nigga, ain't nobody fucking with me. Hey, water, who is that little nigga with all the hoes? You look good, I ain't tryna hear that you too old.
Baby, I can pop out right now, pull my big one on these hoes, damn. I'm not acrobatic, I'm not flipping on my bros, no. All my shit be factual, I cannot get grew up talking slick, I catch a bitch before I catch a cold. I ain't tryna kick it with you niggas, I got broke toes. Don't take it offensive, I'm too rich to fuck with broke hoes. I won't drive my TRH no more, that shit just too slow. Maybe white on white, did all but body, that's my new hoe. I know a couple of these niggas really hating on me. I know a bitch who acting faithful, but she waiting on me. I don't fuck with none of you niggas, I can't fake it. Who is that? That's a Lambo? Hell yeah. Oh, that's Nardo. Let him in. Think I'm running out of hiding spot. This shit been coming in. He was in our business and got spanked. He shouldn't have butted in. I come from that block where shit be hot. The summer never end. I'm really the one that shit done settled in.
I'm a hot boy, drive out my cars like it's urgent. I'm a hot boy, don't get too close cause I might burn you. I'm a hot boy, but I put ice on all my bitches. I'm a hot boy, I bring the fire to the trenches. I'm a hot boy. 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 I'm a hot boy.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our basketball segment of episode 97 of the Splash Cast, the Around the League edition, Monday Night Raw. We got a few things we're going to talk about today, including the NCAA tournament. Something that Norwood, on the men's side, says that he does not watch. But luckily today,
no need to,
because the women's national Final Four, whole Final Four. We won't even just say national championship. The women's entire Final Four did not disappoint at all. So, with that being said, y'all know what happened. Remember, like, follow, subscribe. But LSU ended up playing Iowa. And was pitted as Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. Two teams from not only different parts of the country. I'm trying to find a nice way to say this. But they're also from different parts.
Yes.
They're also from different cultures.
From two different parts of the country. Also teams with two different makeups, two different gameplay styles. See how you... There was.
I was getting there. But with that being said, I'm pulling up all the windows. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today.
Because this is actually excellent basketball.
So it's
executed by
basketball.
people who can pass, shoot, dribble, do all of those things.
So before we get to the bad stuff, before we get to just pretty all-out bias and racism, let's talk about the game. Let's talk. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. Let's talk about the game. LSU not only beat Iowa, they led the entire way.
Wire
to wire against Iowa, and Caitlin Clark, the player of the year, against a very hot team that got hot at the right time. Angel Reese, who is I guess we call her Queen of the Boot, or I guess Princess of the Boot, Queen of the Boot.
No. She would have to be Princess.
Coach. Yeah. And her team, two very outspoken players, two players that grew up playing against guys, playing against the boys and dominating against the boys, where they both learned how to play in trash talk and be rough and tumble. Both have very similar stories when it comes to playing basketball. Both of them.
And two players that have played against each other 3 times before this. I don't think that sometimes people have accounted for that part. They're familiar with each other's games.
Two players that have played against each other. Two players that relish in the... There it is. Two players that relish in the competition, and were raised through the fire, as they say. I said it like that for a specific reason. I wanted y'all to hear all of the similarities between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Two players that talk, let's be honest, they talk shit. Two players that let you know you either are too small, too slow, you can't shoot, you're down by 20, shut up, you can't see me, I'm bigger than you. Two players, sneaky.
And I also want to be clear. Dude, these are two big reasons we like both of these players. We remember when Angel Reese got out there, her shoe fell off, she blocked the shot, and was talking trash at the same time. Caitlin Clark has never stopped talking trash to anybody who will say anything to her. I think the girl she beat, they scored 15. She was like, "Yo, I need you to do me a favor and shut up." So we like this part of women's sports. So, you know, and support this part.
We do. But let's start with the coach, Coach Mulkey. Oh, come on. Kim Mulkey while it's loading, Kim Mulkey started out played at Louisiana Monroe. She's from Louisiana. She's from Hammond, Louisiana. Being from Hammond, Louisiana, she has an affinity for the state. She has affinity for flair, for partying. She embraces everything that is Louisiana about her. Can you still hear me, Norwood?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay. So she played at Louisiana, I think it was either Tech or Louisiana Monroe, and ended up
Louisiana Tech
ended up winning a national championship as a player. Worked her way up the coaching ranks, made it to Baylor. She was the coach of Brittany Griner and that dominant team. I think she won 2 at Baylor, maybe 3. She maybe won 3. I think she won 3 at Baylor. By winning 3 at Baylor, she then came home to LSU. And in her second year, not only took LSU to the Final Four and championship, but won that thing. Shout out to Kim Mulkey. She is now not just a basketball legend. She is a Louisiana legend. First basketball championship, men or women's, in the history of the state. In the history of LSU athletics. Shout out to her.
Yes, congratulations. If you could see in the video, she introduces herself. She talks, she looks at the Raptors. She says that LSU's been to the Final Four 4 times. But that's not what she's looking for. She's trying to look for a championship. And she like you said, she has 3 at Baylor, now has 1 at LSU, the first one in LSU history. Congratulations.
Yeah, my bad. I forgot it was audio. Here we go.
Has captured its very first national championship.
see those banners. Final Four, Final Four, Final Four, Final Four. Nowhere on there does it say national champion. That's what I came here to do.
LSU has captured its very first.
That's tough. That's tough to live up to that.
That is a hell of an accomplishment. Winning a championship for a small school like Louisiana. I mean, when I say small school, not what I would consider a anyone with LSU is to be commended. Congratulations, you did an excellent job. But I would be remiss if I said she was also the person who would not say anything on behalf of Brittany Griner.
So I'll shoot her some bail there. With Brittany Griner, there was really no good thing. There's no good outcome for her if she said anything or if she didn't. I mean, if she said anything on either way, whether she was in support or not of Brittany Griner, she was going to upset some type of donor, some type of whatever, some type of political figure in the school. So if she upsets some type of political figure, she's just rather just not say anything. I guarantee you they told her not to say anything. I guarantee you.
I don't care what anybody told you. And once again, I don't want to take away from this, but your integrity is your integrity. That if you coached that person, spent that much time with that person and won a national championship, and we didn't ask you to jump, say right or wrong. You could have said, man, I hope she makes it home safely.
Well, I think that
it takes nothing to be nice. Why I sound old?
Support is free. Support is free. But
right,
yeah, man.
Maybe I am America's favorite uncle, so there's that.
Yeah. So she is the queen of Louisiana and the queen of flair. I'm trying to pull this up so y'all can see this jumpsuit that she had on for the people that didn't watch. This pantsuit, I'm sorry. For people that didn't watch the actual national championship, boy.
It is a suit for sure. But the fit, she don't miss, and she committed to it. And I wonder, is she picking these fits? She got them all right. Well, this is my champion. I had hit him with the sequins. Let me not say cheetah. These are clearly
you better not. It is tiger
stripes.
Tiger land down there, dog. That mug is sequin pink, black, and gold. With the high heels, she is out there, boy. Now she talks about how she is not afraid of personalities. She embraces different personalities on her team. So she embraces the Angel Reeses, the Brittany Griners, because she says she played with a word. It is.
I feel like it's a cold word. I mean,
it's a lot of code words in one. It's a lot of code words in one. Whatever you think personality is, that's what it is. Whether you
melanin, you know what that is.
It could be melanin, it could be gender, it could be whatever you're talking about.
I was like, oh no, don't say that.
No, but if you look at
personality,
no, see, you didn't do your research.
Iowa, did you? Are you offended? Because basically, she said your team has no personality over there. Milk toast ass team over there.
Okay, I don't want to step on your joke. So, but I mean, Louisiana Tech is the whitest of white, and she said she played with personalities on her team at the time. So I didn't take it.
I think she said she played with personality, and it looks like it. She looked like she played with Rick Mahorn.
Ready to go.
Like Bill,
she's short too.
She looked like she didn't play the pickup game with Bill Laimbeer before.
But she is the queen of the boot, dog. She is the queen of the boot. So shout out to Kim Mulkey, man. All right, let's get to it. The BS. Angel Reese all said in the press conference, and I think we have some audio, if I'm not mistaken. Do we have audio? Yeah, we do. Here we go.
Always.
Isn't that a good thing? I'm happy. I mean, all year I was critiqued about who I was. Nobody. The narrative. I don't fit the narrative. I don't fit in the box that y'all want me to be in. I'm too hood. I'm too ghetto. Y'all told me that all year. But when other people do it, y'all don't say nothing. So this was for the girls that look like me, that's gonna speak up on what they believe in. It's unapologetically you. And that's what I did it for tonight. This was for the more than it was just bigger than me tonight. It was bigger than me. Twitter is gonna go in a rage every time, and I mean, I'm happy. I feel like I've helped grow women's basketball this year. I'm super happy and excited. So I'm looking forward to celebrating in the next season.
Shout out to Angel Reese for being 100% self-aware. Shout out to Kim Mulkey for allowing her to be herself. She is 100% correct about her being labeled as all of these stereotypes that other races have of African Americans when they don't fit into a box that they can accept. They told her she was too hood, too ghetto for doing the too small gesture and talking noise and running down the court and waving to the crowd and all of that stuff. But before we even get to this conversation, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna throw it to you. It sucks that we have to have this conversation. It sucks that we are going to talk about Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark off the court. Meaning, it is one of the most historical, if not the most historical, Final Four in women's basketball history for a multitude and a myriad of reasons that we're going to go into here in a little bit. And we about to talk about some dumbass people, specifically a group of people that are uninformed, lazy, disrespectful, biased, probably underlying racist, terrible way of thinking.
Underline. Laid right there on the top. Right there on the comforter. Buddy, that you didn't even get under the sheet. So flat sheet you could have got under and coat and hidden it. But I guess the first part about this that I want to get into is I hate when people who don't know anything about things talk about things. Because if any of you people actually watched women's basketball or listen to the Splashcast where we cover this on a regular basis, women's basketball is just as chippy as men's basketball.
Very.
All you uninformed people, Dave Portnoy and Keith Olbermann, who clearly don't watch women's basketball, you get up here with a platform and say stupid things and then everybody listens. But for us who actually enjoy women's basketball, me specifically, a person who enjoys women's college basketball infinitely more than men's college basketball. Infinitely. I want you to attempt to fathom that, even though I know you cannot. I like women's basketball so much and men's basketball so little. It is an insignificant part of my life, and I honestly did not even want to cover the guys. They only got 2 damn bullet points. The women got 10, because that's what I like. That's what we're going to talk about. And it's actually good. So that's the first part. Everybody has an opinion, but none of y'all watch the games. Watch more games and shut up. Watch more games, talk less. You'll do us all a favor.
Yeah. So
shout out to Angel Reese for being self-aware. It is unfortunate that you make college kids have to talk about these uncomfortable situations.
19. She's a sophomore. Sophomore. She's 19 years old.
And you guys you don't watch her games. First of all, you don't watch enough of her games really to critique her. And then what you say is so far off base and wrong, it's embarrassing. We need to let stupid people speak a little bit less. It's your turn, my friend.
It's unfortunate that everybody gets a platform sometimes. It's unfortunate that everybody thinks that because of the work and experience in a genre or in a profession gives them the right to say whatever they want, no matter how stupid and ignorant it is.
At least watch the game, though. Watch enough of her game that you can formulate a legitimate opinion.
You know what's funny? Caitlin Clark, I have so much respect for Caitlin Clark because she talked her shit. She played the game. And she ate it when they talk shit back to her. Nobody's talking about what Caitlin Clark did. I mean, she really couldn't say nothing. But nobody's talking about what Caitlin Clark did because she didn't do anything. That's the game. It is what it is.
No poor loser behavior.
None.
No sucker moves. No hand grabbing after the game, trying to get your conversation off at that point. She handled this thing like a competitor. When I was up, I talked trash. When they talk trash to me and I'm losing, what you supposed to do? Beat them or shut up? She shut up. I respect her immensely for this. And she could have easily hopped on the bandwagon and drove that bandwagon right on out of there to probably millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, man. She Caitlin Clark is tough. Dog, we're talking about this, and I said this was a historical Final Four, right? South Carolina was 36-0. Caitlin Clark pretty much single-handedly beat that team. And I don't want to disrespect any of her teammates, but y'all know she's the engine that makes that go. Right? South Carolina was 36-0. They were gracious. LSU had to end the game on a 14-0 run to beat Virginia Tech. Nobody's talking about, you know what sucks? Nobody's talking about Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech played a hell of a game against LSU. Probably if you actually watched it, I should have won. LSU just has the ability to buckle down and play defense similar to like South Carolina, except for LSU can shoot. They're big inside, but they can also shoot from the outside. And we're sitting here discussing Angel Reese and her on-court antics that were accepted. Like, nobody talks about that she's mocking Caitlin Clark with the John Cena because Caitlin Clark did it to somebody else. Did it to a whole team.
Exactly. And we came right on here and championed it. Talk your shit. And if they don't like it, make them beat you. And South Carolina did not beat you. Talk your shit. That's 100% what we liked. That's what we supported. You know who else said
talk your shit? All the ESPN, Fox Sports, CBS, Keith Olbermann. All of these people that were like, yes, go Caitlin Clark. Yes, we love to see it. She's so passionate about the game. She cares so much. She's not going to take any disrespect on the court. Fiery competitor.
It's sad that you know the code words. You know who they're for and what they mean.
And y'all made it seem like LSU was being disrespectful towards them when in all actuality, they said they can't wait to play.
Usually I'm not excited to meet players, but like, yo, she's just a flat out dog. Like, hey, yo, good with you. Doing well.
So they made that happen, and she got to meet Caitlin Clark, dog. Alexis Morris was the starting point guard. She transferred from Baylor with Kim Mulkey, starting point guard, and actually carried them to a win down the stretch in the second half.
19 points in the game. Yeah. I think in the second half, and I think Caitlin only had 14 points.
Oh, yeah.
But you're getting in the way of their own individual respect for each other. Like, it's nothing worse than when somebody else will make a beef that does not exist.
Yo, like, she's like starstruck. Like, she stops like, yo, she's like good. And she played a hell of a game.
Starstruck long now.
Now when they got on the court, that she flipped that switch in the second half.
Hey, now it's time to the rubber to meet the road.
And she played Caitlin Clark it's crazy. Caitlin Clark had like 30 points, right? Something like that, almost 30 points, and it was like, yeah, she had an off game. Because she's doing 40-point triple-doubles.
Yeah.
40-point triple-doubles. Most points scored by an individual player in NCAA tournament history for the women. In NCAA women tournament history. Caitlin Clark. Most double-doubles, Angel Reese. Most double-doubles, Angel Reese. We're not talking about this, right? Kim Mulkey has her 4th championship. She's only behind Gino Auriemma and Pat Summitt, 2 legends, 11, 8, and her, 4. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about the respect that you see between Alexis Morris and Caitlin Clark. We got all of this stuff. Rivals respect. We can go there too. We got all that. We got all this. Rivals respect where they sitting there. Now, this Boosie, though. I'm gonna come back to Boosie.
Just let the video run on silent.
I'm gonna come back to Boosie. This is a little too important. What I'm saying, I gotta come back to Boosie.
You know, we just had Women's Month. This is trash, and the most frustrating part, once again, it's the people who don't even support the sport on a regular basis. You guys are not fans of women's basketball. You don't know who any of these players are until March Madness, and you probably don't know until Sweet 16 or Elite 8, to be realistic here. So for us who actually enjoy the sport, watch it, and support it regularly, this drives me nuts.
It is. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So I came on over, since we're gonna keep it in this vein before we get funny down there. This is Keith Olbermann's response to Angel Reese going to Caitlin Clark doing her dance. Let me move this out the way. Sorry, y'all. Doing her dance. He responds with, "What a fucking idiot." Now, this guy is respected among, supposed to be one of the most experienced.
I actually used to like the Olbermann report. That's
journalists in sports, and especially in modern sports. He's created a great resume. And to me, this tweet discredits almost everything about him in my book. Calling her a fucking idiot. Then he doubled down. He doubles down and says, "Doesn't matter the gender, the sport, the background. You're seconds away from a championship, and you do something like this and overshadow all the good. Mindless, classless, and what kind of coach does this team have?"
Let's give a round of applause to the true fucking idiot, Keith Olbermann. You are 64 years old, calling a 19-year-old a fucking idiot. You are a special case, my friend. Nobody knew exactly how stupid you were until you opened your mouth. Even if she's only 19. You being 64 at your big old age, you should probably have a little bit more class than that, but you don't.
Sneaky said he went. My bad.
And
Sneaky
once again, another guy who I'm sure watches little to no college women's basketball, college or pro, at that matter. I'm pretty sure he doesn't watch any of it.
He doesn't.
Congratulations to you.
You know why you say he's pretty sure he doesn't watch any of it? Because he says, "I apologize for being uninformed last night about the backstory on this. I don't follow hoops, college or pro, men or women. I had no idea about Clark. Both were wrong. This is what I said in today's Countdown podcast, second segment, about 24 minutes in." Don't you try?
No. It's funny how direct and detailed he is to show you where I'm not racist at. Hey, watch at this moment, listen to this very part of the conversation. I promise it'll cleanse me. It purges me of all hidden racist undertones. No, sir, my friend, I'm not listening to your podcast because you made foolish comments. Shout out to you for commentating something which we knew you already didn't watch. You are the fucking idiot.
Man, and I'm not about to read all of this this long ass statement.
No. As a person who's a media member, you just told us, I have no clue what I'm talking about.
Which is wild, and this is the point that I wanted to make. I'm glad you walked me to that point. Keith Olbermann, you have a degree. You know in journalism that
20 years of sports journalism.
In journalism, it is your job to be informed. It is your job to not speak normally from a place of opinion. You normally try to inform, and then you make opinionated pieces off the facts of the information after you've done your research. For you to just, and this is what I'm talking about when it's saying social media exposes a lot of people and gives stupid people an ability to show that they're stupid. Not only did you discredit yourself and you went and looked and made a comment without actually watching or knowing anything, showing your bias, by the way, showing your racism, by the way, you then came back, doubled down, and then after you received backlash, you said, I was speaking from an uninformed place. So you, instead of you being racist, you would just rather be unprofessional. I get it. I see why you would do that instead. You don't want to be known as racist, although those colors have already been seen. I don't understand. I don't know how you recover from this as a journalist.
Those colors don't run.
I don't see how you come back from this. Well,
I like the very eloquent and intelligent and calculated way that Reggie put this together. But when it comes to me, I don't care about 1 degree, 2 degree, no degree. Whether you have a degree or not should not matter. Plenty of people without degrees know what should I talk out of my ass. What did Keith Olbermann do? Talk directly out of his ass. Congratulations, my friend, you played yourself.
Speaking of talking directly out of your ass, you got David Portnoy, who is one of the founders of Barstool Sports, who then retweets Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese to Caitlin Clark, and calls her a classless piece of shit. Again, another man in his 40s talking to and calling a 19-year-old female a classless piece of shit. I also want to highlight how SportsCenter presented this. Angel Reese to Caitlin Clark with the face like, oh my God, with the oh my God emoji next to it. Versus when Caitlin Clark did it to South Carolina and was talking noise, it was like, Caitlin Clark is cold for this. Oh, yeah. Caitlin Clark is this. It was the tone of it was different. Now because Angel Reese is doing it, now because the pigmentation is black. Now it's darker. Now because it's a black girl doing this to Cinderella, we're now the villain. Man, fuck out of here, dog. Fuck out of here.
And I also want to address, yes, Dave, who is notorious for being a racist, misogynist, awful human. You too at 46 call it a 19-year-old classless piece of shit. I think that you should probably retweet that at yourself. It seems to be a little bit more fitting. Seems like Angel Reese has way more class than you would ever have because she's not, I guess by her standard, this would be like yelling at a 7-year-old. But yeah, this is embarrassing. And this is what he specializes in. Now, since we are a show, we are the Splashcast, the realest podcast in the world, always remember to do what? Like, follow, and subscribe. If you're liking, follow, and subscribing Barstool Sports, just know this is what you're enabling. All the people over there of color who are at Barstool Sports, specifically the coach who shall not be named, just know this is what you're supporting. This is the guy who you work for. This is where this is who you are in financial dealings with, is this guy right here. And if as
he who shall not be named, I would love for you to speak out against your employer about things you disagree with. For love for you to do that, my guy. Man, he who shall not be named.
Silence is deafening. Nobody. So all the people who have financial dealings with Barstool Sports, that's what you got.
So,
but honestly, you should have known that already.
Are we the realest podcast on the internet?
Without a doubt.
Can I say what I want to say? Can I say what I've noticed about all of this? Between the criticism of Angel Reese. Can I say what I've noticed?
They wouldn't call you Quick Scope Davis if you didn't.
Why does it always come from one group of people? Specific subgroup of human called the white male. The white male is the one talking all of this noise about Angel Reese.
At least let the women talk, bro. That's the least you could do. You don't even watch the games. So you came to a place where you're not familiar to hate. And
on a black woman.
Hate on women. You won't even let the women get their own hate. Like, I would respect it way more if it was women on women hate. Then I'd be like, you know what? At least let them have some beef. You're a chump. You're an old chump.
Y'all chauvinist too, because when they do this in the pros in the NBA, y'all love it. You eat it all up, bruh. You eat it all up, bruh. But as soon as women do it, see y'all putting women in a box. Y'all done got us started. Now I'm here. Now I'm talking. What's wrong? What's going on, man?
If you've ever actually gone to Barstool Sports before, it's the dumber the better.
A lot of LDE over there, man. A lot of LDE.
You know, right at the point where you about to exhale, cough, and then You ready to go to that 6-shooter? Bing! Got him.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But this has been.
We're done recognizing those people on our platform.
Yeah, we're done, man.
To the rest of you who do listen, let's all take a moment from these two guys. Let's not talk out of our ass. Know what you're talking about. And watch women's sports. It's clearly excellent.
Excellent. This has been the best and most historical Final Four off the court. That's where I wanted to go. Off the court in history for the women's basketball. They are capitalizing. Right now, as of now, it is NBA, women's college basketball, WNBA G League, somewhere in there. Right now, in terms of popularity tier in basketball, women's college basketball is the second most popular league on the sport because men's college basketball is not. Evidenced by the ticket
Trash. And I've been telling y'all that since it's been at least 6 weeks of me telling y'all, because y'all asked about March Madness. I do not care because the boys are not nearly as entertaining as the women. Thank the women for being excellent. Hey, and fellas, you know how we tell women, man up. Y'all need to woman up or whatever it is that y'all need to do so y'all can play like these women. You know what? That might be the name of the episode. Either play like a girl or code words. I haven't decided
yet. Yes, sir. Speaking of play like a girl, check your man out. The mayor of Baton Rouge, my guy, Boosie.
You got to start it from the beginning.
Larry Bird, come get your daughter. Larry Bird, come get your daughter. They dead. Larry Bird,
I'm gonna let it repeat just to let y'all know. This is gonna start from the beginning.
They dead. They shot in the head.
So this is Boosie. He had a watch party. You know Boosie is Mr. 225. He had a watch party, and he was going for LSU. And the way the game went, LSU came out hot. Was it Jasmine Cash? Jasmine, what's her name?
Yes, correct.
She had 6 3-pointers in the first half, going crazy. LSU was up by 19, and this is Boosie's reaction. I watched it in real time. It's hilarious.
They dead. They dead. Larry Bird, come get your daughter. Larry Bird, come get your daughter. They dead. Larry Bird, come get your damn daughter. They dead. They shot in the head.
And number one, that is an immense amount of respect for saying that she's Larry Bird's daughter. That is one of the few white athletes that is universally respected.
Yeah, who by the way, was a shit talker just like her.
Yeah.
So, and they actually said she was like him in the tournament. That's how Larry Bird played.
Also, Boosie super fan. He is an Atlanta Hawks fan, so you know we support this. He supports all his teams. I actually love this guy because he went outside on his own basketball hoop and cut the net down like he won the game. There's nobody quite like Torrance Hatch. Nobody on this planet. Gotta love this guy. Even the people who hate him, I think quietly, secretly,
did do that,
in their heart, they love him. We all got an uncle like this. We all got a cousin like this.
Yeah. Speaking of Jasmine Carson, we just said that she went 6 for 6 in the first half, 7 for 8 overall at threes. That really set the tone for LSU when Angel Reese was in foul trouble, which we'll get to as well. But everybody said LSU got Ice Spice on their team. So now she says, I'm LSU Ice Spice now, as she has the famous, what is that, sandy, light brown or blondish brown curls on top of her head.
I love this. Lean into this. We're gonna talk about University of Georgia, one of their football players with an ice cream flavor. You need to find a way to monetize this as soon as possible. You need to leverage this into a deal immediately. I love it. More of it. And yeah, lean into it. Get paid.
Yeah, man. Y'all already have an in into the music industry when you got Flau'jae, who is signed to Roc Nation as an artist, she's a freshman starter on that team.
And can rap.
So she's already there. So you already got it in, man. Capitalize. It's a new day. It's a new day in college sports. You get your money now. Go ahead, get it all.
I want to notice how many of these women basketball players we know on a first last name basis. I want you to also take a moment to consider how many of these men we do not know on a first and last name basis. One of these will be going to the professionals to make umpteen $1 trillion. One of these will be going to play for a team, and she's going to have to play for another team this summer so she can get paid. This is unfortunate.
That is true, man. That is true. But like I said, this was the best thing that could happen to women's basketball. Was this?
We
tournament.
don't know any of these college basketball players. They finna get paid, and we know these women, and they have legitimate, well-rounded games. This frustrates me.
Yeah, man. But we getting there now. We're locked in. We are locked in. So been locked in. So similar to the Mannings, Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird have their own like watch party. So they were watching Virginia Tech versus LSU, and apparently they had Lil Wayne as a guest, and to say so, they had.
I mean,
we'll just let it play.
Okay, it's happening. I feel you on that. I'm a little jealous.
Stop it.
We're in the wrong box. We're in the wrong box. We're in the wrong box.
Stop
in the
it.
wrong box. I need to come down to New Orleans.
I mean, after JR talking about writing essays, I have anxiety. I need a drink and a smoke.
So
Taurasi is excellent.
She's hilarious.
Yes. If you remember last year, her and Sue Bird had the awkward, secretly possibly pausiest commentation of all times, and it was excellent.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they were doing it on purpose. We thoroughly enjoyed it. They were way more clever than any of the men have ever been. It was hilarious. Now this time you have the opportunity to have Lil Wayne. Clearly he had a little medicinal in the air for whatever, whatever situations he may or may not be treating. I love how progressive sports have come. Also, you should assume that if you're going to get Lil Wayne on TV,
that there's going to be at least a light flick. I mean, you got to get at least a light flick, which is what he had. So he just laughed it off and was like, "Stop it."
Yeah.
I mean,
is what
catch
it
it
is.
together.
Hey, also, shout out to Lil Wayne being like, "Yes, I am on ESPN. Yes, the world is watching. Also, I need to smoke right now."
If you don't think Lil Wayne been smoking with ESPN for a while, all them cold pizza interviews, he was high as a kite at 7:30 in the morning.
The worldwide leader in sports, and you have Dwayne Carter up there burning it down. But we come a long way, boy.
Yes, sir. But hey, man, this Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi is great to watch if you have a chance to go. It is funny,
dynamic duo.
Lil Wayne is on the internet. You can go listen to Lil Wayne. His interview is pretty good on there as well. Like I said, they are the female Peyton and Eli right now, and it is hilarious.
You know who doesn't have this?
Who?
Baseball. Y'all got to catch up.
How you gonna have it? You can't have this for baseball. Be 5 hours. How you gonna have this for 5 hours?
But this is the thing. Like, all right. So we're gonna kind of spiral, but only briefly. Basketball, you have the TNT crew, excellent. NFL, you got Peyton Manning and Eli Manning. Childish, but excellent. Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, also childish, but excellent. Then you have baseball, and you're like,
they got David Ortiz, Frank Thomas. They got that group of four on Fox.
Now you don't. Oh. Pour out some liquor for Frank Thomas. They fired him.
Oh, for real? Damn.
Yeah. Damn, Reggie, you got the big herd up there. Big herd. You sick. But yeah, baseball, y'all are in last place when it comes to these type of duos, tandems, etc. And you're not even in the same conversation. That's unfortunate. America's pastime, right? Before it's past America's time.
America's pastime. But shout out to Sue Bird. Hey, Mattress Mac out here again, dog. Mattress Mac offered Florida Atlantic players each up to $5,000, totaling over $50K, helping their families and friends travel to the Final Four. last night he invited them to his Astros suite as well, welcoming them to Houston. Money raised by Florida Atlantic before the NIL collective, before the tournament, $0. They raised $65,000 just on the weekend of the Final Four. That's crazy. Shout out to Mattress Mac.
That's trash.
What?
Florida Atlantic. That's mind blowing.
Oh,
and to have a team this good and not be able to give them the resources that they need. That's embarrassing. I hope that you guys do better. I hope that they get more funding now that they've had such a successful season. And the tough part is the way that they lost.
What do you mean? Wait, hold on. Why? Wait, hold on.
They
Why
should
is it
have
trash?
more than. You can't have no money in the account, big dog.
Well, I mean, it's not the biggest. Everybody's not as progressive as the majors. It's not a major school. It's a mid-major.
Yeah, but they also have 30,000 people at school every
They're not known
year.
for athletics, though. I mean, I agree that maybe they should have some boosters, but I mean, athletics really ain't a focus at FAU.
$30,000 is a lot of people.
$1 per person. That's students. But what I'm saying is, I do think it's cool that they got $65,000 in a weekend. And maybe this will be the jump start that they
Let's
needed.
also not forget, it wasn't that long ago they had your boy
Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin.
He
Like,
left
there is no
after
reason.
2 years.
They're not they're not bottom of the barrel. You know, like there are smaller schools who are doing better. You know, they also who's the quarterback that played at Florida Atlantic who was good? Like, you've had some athletes. You haven't had a ton of athletes.
A quarterback that played at Florida Atlantic that was good?
Yes.
Florida
What an old boy that plays at Tennessee? Malik?
Liberty. Liberty.
I'm trying to. I can't remember who. But now I'll find out and get back to you. But you're right. That it was Liberty University.
But yeah, man, I'm not going down them, man. Hey, you got to start somewhere, and sometimes everywhere got to start at 0. And now they're at 65. Shout out to Mattress Mac for also getting the rest of the families there and inviting them to the Astros suite. I think that was really, really cool. Mattress Mac rolls out the red carpet all the time, and he talks a lot of noise, but he's a class act, grade A.
I will say he is a very positive representation of the city. When it comes to true humanity and things needing to get done, I will 100%, as a person who's lived in this city now 8 years, he'll be the first person that'll say, yeah, I got it.
Has it been 8 years? 2015?
Yep.
You only lived here for, well, I guess. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. It was like 7-8 years in Atlanta.
Yep. Shout out to Coach Dawn Staley, who is the women's Naismith Coach of the Year for South Carolina, leading them to a 36-1 record before being upset by Caitlin Clark and Iowa Hawkeyes in the Final Four.
And congratulations on being the Naismith Coach of the Year. It is the second most important award you won this year. You were already the Splashcast Coach of the Year if you go back to last episode. And I think that one is extremely more valuable because there's only been one. Congratulations to a great season, man, and a great coach who had a very interesting message that was a little bit, like, literally moments ahead of his time. We love you, Dawn Staley.
Yeah, I don't think we have that here, but Dawn Staley definitely said, don't refer to our girls as thugs or roughnecks or whatever you're calling them when we're trying to play the game. We're just playing basketball. We're ballers, just like everybody else.
And when she was talking about our girls, she wasn't talking about women who play on her team.
Nope, not at all. All encompassing.
Some of you missed it. Got to be quicker than that.
Encompassing. Yes, sir. Hey, man, now we get to the men. San Diego State beat Florida Atlantic here on a buzzer beater as time expired after Florida Atlantic had come all the way back and won 72-71. Heartbreaking loss for Florida Atlantic. Heartbreaking. It was a good game.
It was an excellent game played by Florida Atlantic. It literally came down to, if you look right here, he is a centimeter away from being out of bounds.
Yes, sir.
That's how close it was to them winning that game. Sometimes players hit big shots in big games. We saw Cardiac Kimba do it. When players do it, you got to shake their hand, respect them, and then try to do it again next season, or just go home knowing that you played your ass off. And they did.
Was hurtful.
But this shot was a shot.
Yeah, man, that's reminiscent of the North Carolina Georgetown. Like, as time expires, gets down, he hits the shot. That's crazy, man. That was crazy. And the thing about it is, Brian Dutcher, who is the coach of San Diego State, comes all the way back 30 years after the Fab Five disappointment, where he was on the staff in 1993. He gets another shot at an NCAA title with San Diego State. He's been there, San Diego State, for a while. They play great defense. They're known for playing defense. See Kawhi. They are, shout out to him for getting another chance, although right now it looks like UConn is about to step on the gas.
I'm not watching the game because I don't care. Congratulations, though. I hope you win it this time. I would love to see you win instead of UConn. Go, not Huskies.
Why what should be for UConn?
I mean, I feel like they already win too much. I already don't care about watching this. At least just let there be. It's a you moment. I want chaos.
Yeah. Well, technically this is chaos. This is a 4 versus 5 seed. When last time you seen a 4 versus 5 seed and no number ones in the Final Four?
It's maybe because they don't have a stellar product like the women do.
Boy,
my bad, did I say that out loud and mean it?
Yeah, it's crazy. But now we are going to get to the NBA, where right now, dog, the West, the Lakers are 1 game out of 5th place and 1 game out of 12th place, like at the same time. Like, it is crazy what's going on. And then, of course, we have some other news around the NBA as well. Of course, we got a Victor Wembanyama update. He's doing things that just have not been seen yet.
Unbelievable. Somebody in the Detroit bet. Oh, see now, as soon as we start talking about this stuff, it makes me mad. But let's get to the classy moment first with why do I want to call this man Lonnie Williams? Monty Williams. And then we'll get to Victor.
Lonnie.
He looked like a Lonnie. Hey, Lonnie. You know what? My old now, and this is completely. I had an old neighbor who was a postman. His name was Lonnie, and he looked just like
this. So today, yesterday, Phoenix played OKC. It's always tough. It's always tough for Monty Williams to play OKC. Of course, he was the former coach there. Had Chris Paul there. Turned it around when they got SGA really started after he left the Clippers. Everybody knows that his wife passed away along with I think 1 or 2 of his children in a tragic car wreck. Mm-hmm. As they returned to play, he says, today would have been my wife's birthday. They chose to honor my wife today at the OKC game by not allowing anybody to sit in her seats. When I found out, it really messed me up. Monty Williams thanks the OKC Thunder for honoring his late wife. I think, do we have audio of this?
Yep.
Yeah, here we go.
Would have been my wife's birthday. And they chose to honor my wife today by not allowing anybody to sit in their seats. And when I found out this morning, it really messed me up because it really speaks to how blessed I am to do what I do and work for the people that I work for and know the people that I know and how much they care. And Sam has been really consistent over the past few years on any day, whether it's her birthday or kids or something along those lines. And for them to do that today really speaks to this organization and this city. Today is would have been my wife's birthday.
So he's correct. Sam Presti is running an operation over there, boy. He could write a case study. Right now, I probably put him with one of the best corporations and organizations run up there with stuff. You hear about stuff like this from like Chick-fil-A. Like Chick-fil-A is known for doing just heartfelt things like this on a basis. And for Sam Presti to do this, if it wasn't for Monty Williams, nobody would have known. This isn't publicized. They didn't do a video montage or whatever. They just quietly did the right thing. That's all they did. That's all you have to do.
There's not enough value placed on discreet class. Not the class, not the Instagram post, not the black square. Just doing the right thing and not needing any recognition because I was raised like a decent human.
Raised like a decent human. That's all. Just be a good person. There's no need to cuss. I'm back. There's no need to cuss out no 19-year-olds. Ain't no need to cuss out no 19-year-olds. Ain't no need. People, life is hard. Life is hard. Look at what Monty Williams has to go through. Look at what everybody's going through on a daily basis. Just life is difficult. Why take away the joy of basketball from a 19-year-old? It's so easy to just be a good human. It takes nothing. It takes nothing to be a good person. It takes a lot of effort to be an asshole. It takes a lot of effort to be an asshole. It took time for you to go speak about Angel Reese, Keith Olbermann. It took time for you to do that. You could have just shut the fuck up and been a good person and said, damn, that's crazy. Let me go read. Nah, you couldn't be a good person like Sam Presti. Couldn't be a good person by honoring Monty Williams from the heart. Honoring his late wife from the heart. Doing the right thing. Man, I wish, and no shade to OKC, I'm sure it's a wonderful community. I wish I could take Sam Presti and have him like run the Knicks. Like, could you imagine what the Knicks organization would be if Sam Presti ran them?
Not unless you're getting rid of James Dolan. Not gonna throw away that man's good hard work, but that fool,
that fool. I gotta find that GIF. I'm gonna make anybody listening that can make a GIF of Herschel Walker saying "foo." That would be appreciated. Could you
we would greatly appreciate that.
I'll incorporate that.
Crew with all the people who support us. Always remember, like, follow, subscribe. But once again, this is a classy move from OKC, and I also believe that good things happen to people who do good things, and that's the reason I think the OKC is on the up and up. They turned this team around. They picked some excellent guys for the future, and I wish them much success.
I do, man. We wish them much success. It depends.